Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Career Uninterrupted. I'm your host, Lochan Narayanan, founder and CEO of Experiences. Today's episode is very different from all the other episodes we've done till now. In all our previous episodes, we've spoken about one of the major juncture in people's lives, which is parenthood. Our entire season has been about women, career, and parenting. And when we talk about women and career, we need to talk about another critical life phase for women, which is menopause. Today, I have an amazing person with us who's actively working to create more awareness in this space and enabling more women to understand and accept this better. Dorris Dsilva. Doris is a certified yoga teacher and has been blending traditional principles with modern techniques. Her own struggles with menopause led her to Ayurveda, inspiring the launch of Meno Wellness to help about 1 lakh women reclaim their health. Thank you so much, Doris, for being here and joining us in this conversation.
Thank you so much, Loshan, for giving me this opportunity to be here on your platform. And I'm so excited for today and the conversation that we're going to have around menopause and women's health. It's amazing
Yeah.
to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, in this conversation today, we'll dive into this little known world of women, which is menopause. What is it? How it impacts a woman, and also how it impacts her career and related choices. But before we get into that, Doris, why don't you share a little bit about your professional journey? How did you get into yoga and Ayurveda? For our listeners to know, where you're coming from, what's your background been like?
Thank you, Lochan. I'm from the south of India, from Chennai. I was born and brought up there. And my path first towards yoga was because of uh, an experience I had in my life, which was not very pleasant. It was because of my first marriage, very abusive marriage. And my husband turned alcoholic. It was very a difficult phase of my life. I had to help my husband to try and get him out of that habit. But unfortunately, various times of trying didn't help. He went back to the habit. And I had to actually one day sit down and reflect upon my life and ask this question is this the way I want to live my life? I have one life to live, and is this what I'm going to do with my life? Trying to always, get someone out of this particular situation. And I felt that everyone is responsible for their own life, their health especially, because I personally feel that it impacts your family life as well when you do not take care of your health. That's what I have come to know of with my own personal experiences.
Right.
And also, making a decision to come out of your marriage was difficult. There was a lot of guilt around it, family pressure, social pressure. What will people think? Then your family saying that, this is something you need to put up with. As a woman, we are told to do certain things and accept
Yeah.
certain things the way they are,
Yeah.
and really sacrifice our likes, uh, our personalities, our ambitions, which I felt was not fair. And I said, no, even if the whole world is going to go against me, I am going to make my decision and I am going to move on in my life. And there was a time when I just wanted nobody around me. I wanted a quiet space. I just wanted to go within and find out exactly who I am, because there's been so much of external stimulant that sometimes we lose, like, like a sense of what do I want? What am I? So that's when I said, let me go towards yoga. I went to an ashram, and I thought it's going to be very chilled and relaxed.
Okay.
But no, we had things going on every hour of the day. But it was an amazing journey. I think I felt the happiest when I was in the yoga shala. So I decided to go to an ashram to go deeper into what is yoga all about. Of course, I knew that yoga is just not about asanas, it's about the way of life. and it's so much involvement, so much in, so many aspects of yoga is there, which you need to inculcate in your life rather than asanas alone. So it was the most amazing decision I've ever taken in my life. I never regret doing that. I was there for 2 months. I met beautiful people. We had a routine, so much of discipline, but it was happiness. I felt the happiest when I was there. There's no TV, there's no AC, there is no car, there is just few clothes. You do your own laundry. Very very simple food, 2 meals a day. And we think we need so much to make us happy, but no, happiness comes
Yeah.
from within. Happiness comes from what you are doing as a person, making that shift, that inside shift as a person. That's where the true happiness lies. And so that was my journey towards yoga. And it's been 17 years now, and I've never stopped practicing yoga. And I became so passionate about it
Okay.
because it really changed me physically and mentally. It just made me so strong, emotionally very stable. So that's my story, and how
Okay.
I got introduced to yoga.
All right. When we talk about women's health, and I think I have to say this, that probably in the last 10 or 15 years is when people have started talking a little more about women's health beyond fertility as the primary area. So motherhood and fertility has been always a topic of health, but now there's conversation that's happening around puberty, conversations that are slowly picking up, yet we don't see much, or it's not yet the most widely spoken about topic, which is menopause. And it's just one of the things that's hushed, or okay, yeah, women will go through it and everybody goes through it. But can you tell us a little about menopause? How does it affect women physically, mentally, emotionally? What is changing in them? What's happening for them? um, how do you get a sense of where you are? And it's not just a one day thing, it's for a certain period. So could you tell us a little more about what it is?
Sure. So menopause has three stages. We have the perimenopause, the menopause, and the postmenopause. Perimenopause is the start of stopping your menstrual cycle, where the fertility slows down. Yeah, so there's a lot of fluctuations in the ovaries, the estrogen getting released out from the ovaries, the particular hormone which is like the super boss in our body to take care of everything in our body, from physical aspects to your mental and emotional state. But then we slowly, when as we start turning 35, the estrogens fluctuation starts, little less, little more, all those things start happening. And then we reach a stage of menopause where the period slowly starts getting lighter, it starts reducing, it starts getting irregular. So we are all still in that perimenopause stage. But now the studies show that if you do not get your period for 12 months, for a year, then you're in menopause stage, which wherein your
Okay.
period completely stops. And that's
Okay.
for few years where you still feel some symptoms, some changes in your body. And the last stage is postmenopause, is where everything is kind of settled down in your body, but still you need to take care of certain aspects when you're in postmenopause, because that is you're quite in a vulnerable kind of stage in postmenopause.
Okay. Okay.
And
um
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, so these are the, so what I'm saying is, so these are the different stages. So it's not like when you touch 50 or start your, oh, 50 means menopause. No, it's a very, very gradual process. It's not something that suddenly comes. It is a very gradual process, and studies show that it starts from your late 30s. 35, 38. It starts from there and it just goes on into your the rest of your life.
Got it. And what are the typical symptoms that you see? So I know you mentioned if you study says that if you have not received or not had your period for about 12 months, then you are in menopause. But what are some of the symptoms of, let's say, perimenopause? Are there other symptoms that women will experience when they're going through this entire almost a 10-year journey, if not at least like a 7 to 8 year kind of a journey? So what all are the other symptoms that they may be experiencing, and what's happening to them, maybe maybe emotionally and mentally? What are the changes that are happening there?
Oh my, there is a whole lot of symptoms that happens when you're going through menopause. It
Okay.
depends from person to person. It depends from the lifestyle they have led. And if you take the physical conditions alone, I've researched and I've, you know, found that you have around 34 symptoms, physical symptoms alone
Okay.
of menopause.
Okay.
It could be
Wow.
various things.
Okay.
It could be constant headaches, and the most common is hot flashes, night sweats. Where women experience that. Fatigue, joint pain, stiffness in the body, dryness of the skin, dryness of the hair. So those are a lot of the physical aspects. Sudden, weight gain, which and then you will also notice a change in your skin. You will feel like your skin is not firm enough. It's suddenly losing its elasticity. So there are about 34 symptoms. If you look at the physical aspects, well, it does impact you on a physical level. It also impacts you on a mental level. A lot of women experience brain fog, um, you know, lapse in memory. The cognitive aspect you start losing. Okay. And difficulty in concentrating on some particular task. So all these come under the mental aspect, and on the emotional aspect, there's a lot of unnecessary stress. They just start stressing about everything. There's a lot of anxiety that starts coming in. Mild depression comes in, mood swings, impatient, anger. So
Okay.
these are all, that start, all the emotional things that start coming out.
Understood.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that or practices that can help ease some of these symptoms? In your experience, what have you seen has either worked for you or worked for other women as well?
So, Lochan, if you see right now in modern society, I find a lot of women taking to social drinking, alcohol. Some of them smoke. So, I think the first thing is to start changing your lifestyle. Okay,
Okay.
alcohol and smoking can be very very bad triggers when you're going through menopause.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so changing your lifestyle, uh, adopting more holistic lifestyle changes which are sustainable with your diet, avoiding processed and super processed foods, eating meals on time, and sleep plays also a very important role, making sure your sleep hygiene is taken care of. Exercise, regular exercise. And why I exercise is not walking. A lot of people say, "Oh, I walk," but I don't believe that exercise is walking. Okay, please don't, take exercise, walking as a part of your physical activity. Walking is a very natural process that we had to do earlier. But
Yeah.
yeah, so when I say exercise, I mean, you can do weight training and you can do yoga. Why I am so bent on women taking up yoga at this point of stages, your in yoga stimulates all your internal organs. It stimulates all the glands, the whole nervous system with different asanas, the positions you are in. And for example, if you have seen any movie or if you've seen any documentary when there is a heart surgery going on and when the heart suddenly stops, The doctor immediately just puts his hand in and he pumps the heart a bit, right? Gives that
Yeah.
stimulation, gives that
Massages the heart.
massage to waken it up again. So the same thing is for all the other organs in your body, your kidneys, your whole digestive tract, the uterus, the ovaries, your liver, everything needs that stimulation. Everything needs the proper blood circulation going to it. And that's the reason why I emphasize that yoga really stimulates certain glands. So the excretion of hormones is much better. And also, when your ovaries start losing the power to secrete estrogen, another gland in our body, the adrenal glands, which are placed right above your kidneys, they also give some amount of estrogen. So when your adrenal glands, when you know that part of your body is kind of stimulated, you kind of overcome a lot of symptoms which are related to menopause. And also weight training.
Okay.
Weight training is excellent because when you do a lot of weight training and when you're in the rested stage, your muscle is still repairing and you're using calories to repair those muscles. So that is something called rested metabolism. When you hit a particular age, metabolism slows down. So even when you're rested, you're not burning calories, which you should be doing. That's another reason why the weight gain starts happening. So, your sleep, proper hydration, proper diet, having a routine, being mindful of also what you eat, exercising, all these play a very, very big role in maintaining and kind of, reducing these symptoms during menopause, taking care of yourself.
Got it. Got it. So when we think about it, and I know, there are physical changes happening, there are mental changes happening. All of this is also leading to, as well as there are other emotional changes that are happening in you. So does this then overall affect a woman's career? Like, considering perimenopause almost starts around the time that women move from, let's say, mid management to leadership, right? Like late 30s, usually that's the time that they've already spent 18, 20 years in their, maybe thereabouts, in their work, in the workforce. Or and so do the two have an effect on each other, and how women start to view their careers? What have you experienced and seen?
Yes, I think definitely it has an impact on women's careers because that's the peak of their career. When menopause hits, that's the peak of their career. Then, it's either they're moving into leadership roles or they're getting promotions. But what starts happening is, like I said, your cognitive health declines, your emotional health declines, physical health declines if you're not taking care of it. Yeah. So there could be, when you are tired, you are not able to focus on work. When you lose your sudden memory lapse, you're like, you're scared you're going to make mistakes. Though you are not able to concentrate on something. You're scared, because those are, when you reach a certain stage, you have to make very important decisions. And when you feel like somewhere I'm losing myself, I'm losing ground, what is happening to me? All of us are like, why did I walk into this room? What did I want from you? I just remembered it. And then you're blanked out, so these type of blanks that happen, and then suddenly memory fog. You're in a meeting and then suddenly you're like, oh my god, what am I going to say next? So all these things do happen with women. They do share their frustrations. And also the fear of, the mood swings, they themselves, something overtakes them and they can really explode in a workspace, creating a lot of friction with the team. A lot of misunderstandings also can come up. And but even if people are aware that, oh yeah, even if a person says something nowadays, they're like, oh yeah, she's going through menopause, she will be crazy. That's the kind of no, you don't have to be crazy when you're going through
Yeah.
menopause.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
definitely impact somebody, and even it could stop them from taking some major, decision in change in career if they want to look at some other better prospects. Certain, because it really impacts your confidence. Also, your body
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
changing. You feel like, oh my God, now I'm looking older. The self
Hmm.
confidence goes, because I have known a lot
Hmm.
of my clients, they're like, why is my skin like this? But my hair used to be so thick,
Hmm.
my skin used to glow. Now I'm getting pimples, now I'm getting my whole arms, I'm
Hmm.
getting dark marks, pigmentation. So they really
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
get very very upset that these things are suddenly happening to them. So they lose a lot of confidence. They feel,
Hmm. Hmm.
even with their husbands, they feel like, I don't know if my husband will still love me, I don't think I'm attracted towards him.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it does definitely affect a woman, when, especially when she is working in a, in a space where there's a lot of people, there are teams, decisions have to be
Hmm.
made,
Hmm.
especially even when you're
Hmm.
traveling, can be challenging.
Hmm. So, I mean, I have heard comments of people saying, "Oh, she's in a bad mood. She's PMSing," and now we we are hearing she's in a bad mood because she's in a menopause stage. And somebody said there is no giving. When it comes to women, either they're PMSing or they're in menopause. What is happening? But obviously, jokes apart, that's not the labeling that we want to happen. So it's not that somebody is choosing to be crazy, or it's not that somebody is having mood swings. And of course, some of these things don't uh, what do you say, they don't validate how you behave with others, etc. That's I think that is separate. Just the fact that there could be some change in requirements, there could be some conversations or dialogues that need to be had with women, among women, as well, as creating a safe space to say, this is how I'm feeling, this is how I've been feeling about myself, or not feeling so confident, or I don't feel good about myself because I don't think I look good anymore, or my face looks weird, and so many different things that go on in our minds at that point, right? So yeah. So just taking this piece forward, what could be some of these challenges or discomforts that could lead to adverse repercussions for women at the workplace? Anything that maybe any of your clients have shared, and anything that they have faced? And I know you mentioned cognitive ability, but have they faced any kind of negative repercussions of this phase that they are going through?
Yes, absolutely. The scary part is when you do not address, anxiety and stress, when it's in its lowest level, you know then it can start building up, and it can start leading to major health disorders, especially on the emotional and cognitive front. I had a person who,
Okay.
her anger, she said, I was not a person who was angry, but during menopause she started facing a lot of anger issues, to an extent that she would find a place where it's where there is no one around, and she would take her kitchen utensils and smash them and break them.
Oh, wow.
That's
Okay.
the kind of anger that
Okay.
she was experiencing. And she says, I don't know why, because I felt that I was not getting validation from my family, I was not getting appreciated. uh, Sometimes somebody finds fault with me. I feel like I'm just like a glorified maid, just constantly doing things. So things like this started affecting her, and she would just get so angry. She said, I would just want to kill somebody. Oh, so just to release that anger, she would just take things and break them. So that is something we shouldn't leave it to that extent. You need to address the issue. And personally, I feel that suddenly during menopause, things from your childhood, it's typically your blueprint. Your experiences and your personality is totally built around how your childhood was. And somewhere we start developing core beliefs about ourselves. Whether I'm smart or whether I'm intelligent, I'm good looking, or, I'm just giving you examples. There's so many
Yeah,
things.
of course.
And somewhere I feel it just starts coming out during this phase of life, where people are like, women are like, that's it, I just can't handle this anymore, I'm not being appreciated, or I just feel a lack of self-worth, I feel low, I feel alone, I don't feel happy, I don't feel excited about so many things that's around me, I don't feel like socializing, I don't feel like meeting people. So these are the kinds of issues my clients tell me. And in fact, in my own family, my aunt, I mean, I was much younger, and she's no more my aunt, my mom's eldest sister. She really had mental issues. She had to go to a doctor that had to, cure her of her mental issues. So that's the kind of level it can hit you. And losing focus, losing concentration slowly can start leading into dementia as well. So,
And that could also impact, how you are being perceived at work, and how people are treating you even at your workplace, and all of those related spaces as well,
yes,
right?
yes. And if you
um
leave it, you can also get a lot of health issues, cardiovascular issues, hypertension. Hypertension can lead to becoming a diabetic patient. So it's like a domino effect.
So, when we talk about, and throughout all our episodes, we've been talking about motherhood and parenting and so on. And um, when we think about motherhood and menopause, right, a lot of women are choosing to have children late. So, late pregnancies than, a lot more now than in the past. Of course, with the advancement of different kind of fertility treatment, etc., it's obviously enabled more women to have children in the later ages of their life, right? So how does menopause or perimenopause play out into this, and what are some things that they need to keep in mind? So somebody who is contemplating or is going through fertility treatment and or equivalent, and is on the parenting journey, let's say are in their late 30s, maybe 39, 40 kind of a stage, how does the perimenopausal stage or menopause kind of play out for them? And maybe are there certain things that they need to keep in mind or consider as they're going through this journey and this process?
So, if, like I said, the perimenopause is now starting off in the late 30s. By 35, women are starting to experience perimenopause, which was, I don't think, which was the case when our grandparents, grandparents were there. And a lot of research says that the onset of menopause is becoming more and more faster, or is advanced in your age, in your late 30s, is because of the lifestyle we are leading, the kind of nutrition, the food we eat, the kind of lack of the serenity lifestyle that we are leading. That's what research is telling us now. And and a lot of doctors, like, even I have a lot of doctor friends, they keep advising women to have your baby, have your family by 30 max, maximum 32. Because what starts happening is your fertility health starts diminishing. There's a lot of fluctuation that starts happening when you're 35, and when you have late pregnancy, most people are aware that it can have an impact on the mother's health, leading to gestational diabetes, hypertension at such a young age, in your 40s or late 30s. And it's also not good for the baby. There's a lot of research, and we have, I mean, friends and family sharing that, late pregnancies where the child is affected, Down syndrome, deformity in the babies, babies are having heart conditions. So, I mean, earlier we had our great grandparents having healthy babies till late in their 30s, some of them even in their 40s. But now I think as things change for us, it's getting more and more challenging, more and more difficult, with the complications that come along with it. Yes, there has been a lot of science and technology to help you have your baby in the later stage. You can freeze your eggs, or you have the IVF. All that is there, but the doctor doesn't guarantee that something could happen to you or to your baby.
Yeah,
That's the risk you
correct.
take.